You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Chozen After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Chozen After Show.
Friends let you down. Take your dreams and smash them on the ground.
Yeah.
Gangsta.
Turn the page.
Just see how white I am right now. What's up, guys? We are here. Chozen. Inaugural season.
What's happening?
Episode 4. The Director. The Director, bitches. That's right.
Such a great title.
Word.
I am your host, Scott Moore.
I'm Roya Taheri.
And I'm Zach Wilson.
And yes, if you haven't noticed already, we are missing someone. One of the lost Cherry Boys. That's right. Greg Goodness himself is off on assignment, losing his virginity.
I'm gonna pour one out for you, Greg.
We are.
Not really. I don't want to make a mess.
But good luck with that tonight, Greg. We wish you the best, and we want to hear a full report next week.
Feel better, dude.
Losing
What
your
kind of
virginity.
experience did you have?
You could do that to a person. Blood just drains out of your body, and you're just, no energy after that. So we can understand.
Oh man, that's
God bless you, Greg.
We need to drink a 45-hour energy.
That's right.
And get this
Get
started.
this party started.
That was a great way to open up this episode.
It
with
was.
that little Thug Star hip hop
Oh
video.
my God! The next big thing contest, which was great, with 45-hour energy drink, which is instead was like cocaine in a bottle.
45-hour energy. It's pretty much cocaine.
Yeah, in a bottle. And I love that it was manufactured by the Shingna Chemical and Rubber Corporation.
Don't drink Red Bull.
That's right. God, those Chinese are just involved in everything now, aren't they? Making their 45 energy drinks.
wow.
That felt racist, but I don't think it was.
It wasn't racist. It was a good thing. No, I was going to say, like we were talking about earlier, too, is like they mentioned Orient today in both Archer and Chozen. I'm like, Orient, what is this, like the 1950s? Like, who says that anymore? Like, that to me is racist. You were saying, you're like, oh, I'm Oriental here.
I guess it's like a word that you can use that's like offensive, but not overly so.
But it was so crazy. I think we need to start a new segment of like, how many things will Archer and Chozen have in common? That's why I got confused last week, people, in my defense, because both of them mentioned Orient and both of them mentioned a character named Esmeralda.
It was weird. Yeah. Just like, because they were back to back. It wasn't
Right.
like, oh, we got an Esmeralda this week and Esmeralda last week. No, it was like back to back, so you couldn't miss it.
But is it a coincidence or
Crossover.
is it a crossover? You decide.
Okay.
I don't think they're crossing over.
I think that it's not a coincidence. I'm sorry. That's just too crazy. So I feel better now. I feel exonerated or whatever that fancy word is from last week when I screwed up with the whole thing from Archer because it's so similar. But I digress. We're talking about the next big thing contest that Chozen has decided to enter so we can be, what was it? The hood, can be hood rich and very famous. I love that.
I liked his line. That's Michael Bay good. What? How was that? Okay, maybe I'm just
So-
a hard film critic.
Don't disrespect The Island. I don't know why I went to that one.
I know, like of all things.
All the Michael Bay movies I could have picked out.
I was like, that was the most random one, I think, out of all of them. But hey, shows your Michael Bay movies. You're a Michael Bay
I think
fan.
I saw it on cable the other day.
Sure, don't be making your excuses now. You're a
Yeah,
fan.
I love The Island. I own it on DVD.
I'm proud of it, Zach. I'm proud of it. Yeah, so he answers the next. I can't even say that. Next big thing contest. It's like a tongue twister. Why don't you try saying it?
No, I'm good.
You got to get real deep. Next big thing.
Next big thing.
Next big thing.
Now I sound like I'm
Next
letting
big
my
thing,
southern
guys.
self out.
OMG.
So decided he's going to be joining that, and we find out his sister Tracy's in this documentary film studies class,
with this random guy who's just made to look like Sam Jackson in the Avengers, just to serve that one joke,
Right.
about calling him Nick Fury.
Yeah. Right. I know they did all that work just for that. But I do like it when he like barges in. He was like, what was it like? Mr. Fancy Teacher. That's what he says when he interrupts, and then he walks past this other guy and he's like, "Excuse me, white precious." I'm like that. The poor,
You just made Roya spit out her water.
like the poor guy. Poor guy. He called the white precious.
Ugh.
That whole scene was really. I don't know what to take from Chozen sometimes, and that one I'm still really not positive about it. Even my microphone wasn't even sure about that.
Yeah, right. The microphone's like,
Yeah.
It dropped the mic itself.
Yeah.
It dropped itself. But yeah, so we've got him working out with Tracy here. He wants her to be the producer of his, what he thinks is going to be his award-winning movie here for the next Big Thing contest.
They embark on this amazing quest, which was just, as somebody who went to film school, everything in this episode was just an awesome run of jokes.
Yeah, it was actually. It was pretty fantastic, and then at the same time you had the other storyline going on with Troy, who we find out is part of the Cherry Boy Society.
Surprised?
No, actually, I'm not surprised. No, I'm not surprised. It was him and his friend were the only two left supposedly on campus.
Wow.
Which I was like, is that really? I think that number's kind of unofficial.
I wonder if that's how they accept you. You have to be like, all right, we got to make it diverse.
Right.
Virgins, all right,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And non-virgins, perfect balance. We don't need orientation at all. We need
Right.
sex.
So that's how they broke it down. So it was him and his friend were the last two on campus. And then which I love too, where he's like, "Don't you know what the sock on the door means?" When he was
It means I'm painting Gundam.
painting Gundam, I was like, "That is fantastic." Because he bursts in and what was his friend's name? It was something with an M, but I didn't write it down because I'm a really bad note taker. But he basically says, that he lost his virginity. He was helping this girl down the hall fix her computer. And so now it's down. Now there's just one. Poor little Troy.
And he had cherry juice all over his shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, and we all
gross.
know that's how it happens. You just walk in there, fix a computer,
Next
and
thing
the
you
next
know-
thing you're slipped inside a girl.
Right. That's the way it happens.
Story of my life.
I guess nothing turns on a girl like computer repair.
Right.
That sound of the MacBook turning back
just
on,
that booting sound of the computer turning on and all the heat that it gives off and talking all sexy about all the components and parts and
then she was like, she wanted him back in there immediately. I'm like, nobody's that good on their first time.
No, of course not.
It's more like, okay, thank you. I'll see you in a few weeks when it's less uncomfortable.
I'll text you. Yeah, I'll text you, and then you never hear it.
I do like that he just comes back and immediately just puts on a V-neck. Because that's the symbol of you're no longer a virgin.
Yeah.
I think it's like, okay, now he's wearing the V-neck, now he's cool. Although I'm like, V-neck, virgin? I don't know. I don't get it. Not that, I would wear a V-neck, because who doesn't love to, show off a little chest?
The instant thinning effect that it can have.
Right. So instantaneously you put on the V-neck, because now that's the symbol of all for men that have lost their virginity, apparently.
So hopefully Troy will be able to wear it soon.
Yeah, perhaps. But poor little Troy. Mm-hmm. I also love that they took advantage of him in the food line there. He gives his little, meal card, and all of a sudden, he's the last one in line, and it's no more for him, so he has to pay out of his own pocket. Poor Troy. So mean to him. So
Someone just
mean
needs
to
to
the
sleep with
virgins.
him.
I know, they're so mean to virgins.
Tracy,
It's horrible.
get on it. Literally.
Pun intended.
Yes.
Ricky just and
Crisco.
Ricky and Crisco. But Ricky's trying to get him laid so
Right.
that so that Tracy won't want to.
Yes, exactly. So we can get him out of the picture. So because he feels like he's the competition, he wants to get him out of the way.
Do you think that would work if Troy was to have sex that Ricky, or he would forget about Tracy, minus the facts of what we see when he's actually with a prostitute?
Right. I would think like, why would it matter? I'm like, hey, you're just adding a little experience. It depends how it would all go down, and then if you feel like she wouldn't be into it. But otherwise, I'm like, come on, nobody else in that group is. So
Well, not to get really deep about this show, but maybe Troy is just really obsessed because he doesn't have a way to release that energy.
well, of course.
And that's why it's going towards Tracy. So maybe if he does get laid, he will let Tracy go. Therefore, Ricky.
I don't know,
I don't think
his
so.
heart
I guess his
only
heart.
has room
That's
for
right.
one.
Although Chozen says that later, it's not about the heart, it's about the whole.
Jeez. Oh,
But
Chozen.
I don't think so. I think, just maybe tamps down the energy a little bit,
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it would work against him. But it was funny to kind of learn about their backgrounds and how they both lost it for the first time. Ricky with his dad, that was hilarious.
Yeah, and he was honest while Crisco was pretty much lying about
Yeah,
it.
Crisco was, but that's what we thought about Ricky. Is like we've talked about in previous episodes. He's just so blatantly honest and just sort of, I don't want to say innocent, but what is the word I'm thinking? I can't even think of it. But he's just so like open about it that he just says anything. And it was funny too when he was talking about when he says his dad's like he's small but strong, and then
Just like his
just
daddy.
like his daddy. And I was like, oh my god, that's so. So yes, Esmeralda, the prostitute there, that
And yet she still looked the same
she
when
looked
they
the
came
same.
back.
Well, now she had more gray streaks.
Yeah,
True, but she still had the same figure, which
Yeah,
I
same
was not
figure.
expecting. I thought she was
Right.
going to be like an elephant or something
Right.
really gross and
Yeah,
creepy.
something, and she still breastfeeds her adult son too.
Which, hey, fun fact, apparently if you want to breastfeed and give chocolate milk, all you have to do is eat chocolate, and you give chocolate milk out.
Oh come on!
Things you learn from Chozen.
The more you know.
That was so creepy.
That was creepy, but it was funny because they were thinking exactly what I was thinking before. The same thing was like, oh, she's gonna totally breastfeed him, and then I was thrown off. I'm like, oh, thank God, she's
Yeah.
gonna feed him chocolate, and then it was like, no, she really was.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
It's for the chocolate milk.
Yes.
He loves it. Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew?
Ugh.
But it was really creepy to see her little wall of all the young kids that she de-virginized.
Yeah.
No.
With a candle lit.
Yeah.
And there was a little toy in front of it.
Yeah. I'm like,
It's
oh,
it's
so
statutory
wrong, so
rape.
wrong.
Like she just so basically what we saw is she statutory raped like 40 different
Statutory
boys.
Raping. Yeah. Ugh.
Well, it's not raping if
You're like, it's not raping.
I should be
if they're
really
willing.
careful with my
If it's the
wording that I
willing-
say here. Well, and she's being paid for it,
So
I think
she's a
it's
paid
still-
rapist.
I think it would still be statutory rape.
Yeah, she's a paid rapist now. That's the only difference.
Well, there's only one virgin at the college, okay?
I think they just
Like
arrest
how I changed
everybody.
the subject. I'm just kidding.
There's your segue there. I know.
They
Where's
arrest
Greg when you need him for
Somebody
those golden
should make
segues?
a documentary film about this.
They
I wonder where they
should.
could learn about that.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Where can they go and learn
They
it?
learn about that.
Can they learn it, like, in a newspaper?
No, I mean,
That
who-
wouldn't be the
not
fastest,
who reads
right?
a newspaper.
Not
anymore?
effective.
I don't know what that would even be.
Maybe in a documentary filmmaking 101 class.
That was your transition?
Yes.
Oh. You guys. I keep thinking, okay, never mind. Just
See, we don't have Greg
Keep
here.
setting
We don't
me
have
up.
the golden segues.
all
we just
over the
throw
place.
Up just hoping that you understand.
No, that was my attempt to segue into my favorite part of the episode, which was all of the filmmaking going around Tracy making a documentary while
Yes.
pretending to make Chozen's music video.
Which was great though, because there is sort of like even now today where people like Chosen took place like 20 years ago, but like where people are doing the whole BTS behind like the making of the whatever, and so that's what it was sort of like she's gonna get all, and which was great too with the whole Snackwells, because I was thinking about the two, there's devil food cake. I'm like, yeah, I love it when they have devil food cake Snackwells at craft services. Just made me very excited. And he mentioned it too.
Get in my shot, I will
Yeah.
kill you.
Yeah.
Get in my,
My
light,
light.
I will kill you. Eat my Snackwells.
Oh, that's cool. I'm just kidding. I'll kill you.
one of his lines was so harsh to the girl, the big girl.
Yeah, that
He was
was-
like, hustle up, fat ass.
Yeah.
We're losing light, or your
You're
fat ass
losing
is
light.
blocking the light. That was so
Yeah, that
mean,
was
but it was so
It
funny.
was.
Like for the most part, like as crazy and like insane as Chozen has been, I've mostly liked what he's doing. I liked where he's gone and what he's coming. But like that whole sequence, I'm like, Chozen, you're a real dick.
He is. Well, he has no filter. He just says whatever comes into his mind. So
Yep.
a lot of it is inappropriate and terrible and mean. And but it was really, really funny. He's
really-
like says the things that we can't say.
The Bane, when he's in Bane's costume and he gets a
Mm-hmm.
decaf coffee, that was a really funny part too.
Yeah, throws it in his face.
Decaf.
Well, it was funny too when he was doing the framing. I was like, "What is up with his nails?" Like, I had no idea it was going to be in the costume. I was like, "Holy crap!" Gotta trim those.
costume.
Yeah, I was like, "He's got to trim those nails." I'm like, "Oh, thank God, he's just in the Predator costume," because I was a little freaked out by seeing that when he's framing it.
So many film references in this. Chris
Oh,
Bix
my
Glover.
God. Oh, that was great. Oh my God, because Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies. I know I'm no professional smart film person, but it is, and I love the fact that he mentioned that to the smart teacher guy. He's like, "What does that mean? Like, what if he was to have sex with his mom?"
If Marty McFly was to have sex with him, then he shows it with his fingers with his mom.
Would she have birthed him, or would it be some other splice of him with that Crispix Glover guy? And he's like, time travel's so confusing, and it really is. It really is. I've always thought about it myself, and I'm like,
that's the reason that time travel's confusing,
right?
Oh, jeez.
But then at the end, like the rap. This has got to be my favorite rap so far.
Yes, rap of the of the. Wait, I wrote it down too. I did. I wrote it down.
Did
you? A couple of my favorite lines.
I just see a blank paper.
I said, what was that? It was like, watch your ass, don't step in my light, because I'm going to final cut on your life.
Last looks, final touches, quiet on the set while I twist up my Dutches.
Glean more cubes than my homeboy Chris Slater.
I like this. Keep going. I want more.
There was something about Predator, X-rated, no need for an editor. I'm dying. I was dying because it was like film school just being rapped about.
It was,
in the worst and best way.
I've got to say though, real quick before the end, I thought Tracy was kind of really shady for doing what she did.
She was, and I thought it was like, oh, we saw the sensitive side of Chozen. He was really sad.
Yeah.
You forgot violent and super sensitive.
Yeah.
It was like, aw.
Considering he was a dick during the whole filming process and would have hated that, but it was kind of cheesy, or not cheesy, but really lame that she did that to him.
God, I love that. She's like, but you don't pay rent.
Yeah. Fair. And then she does that.
The place smells like menthols and ball sweat, and you're wearing my sweatpants, and there's pubes in the butter. I was like, oh, it's all so gross.
How did the pubes get in the butter?
And I just thought maybe she does deserve to do that after all that, because it sounds horrible.
That's fair.
But she makes it up by down on 45 hour energy drink, and like recutting it and making this amazing, video for him to turn into the next big thing.
And then he loses. Two bitches hitting bitches.
Bitches hitting bitches. Though that was pretty awesome, though.
And even Chosen's like, what? This is timeless.
Yeah. Bitches hitting bitches. That was pretty great, though.
All it was bitches hitting bitches.
Right. So,
on that
note, before we go to the end, should we make any quick predictions?
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
We're gonna shake it up this time. You're gonna go first.
All right.
You're gonna go first now and get to predict something.
Considering it's not coming back for another 3 weeks.
I know, just like Archer.
BS type of thing.
Freaking stupid Olympics.
Yeah, which I think is a really risky move that they're doing that, but
it is. New show.
Hopefully they don't ruin it. Yeah.
3-week break.
Exactly. But I think something's gonna happen between Hunter and Chozen.
We saw Hunter make his return.
He made a return.
He made a triumphant return there and during the shooting there.
Yep, I think they might have a real falling out on screen, and Chozen I think is gonna go do something with that parole officer from last season.
That's right, last episode.
Well, we saw in our preview for the next episode that Chozen's boyfriend from the pilot is getting out of prison.
I missed that.
I know. I missed that too.
I'm excited.
He's coming. He's staying, and then we got this little clip of Troy going no while he looks down at something. So I think Tracy's gonna find somebody.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it Ricky? I don't know.
I don't know. Could it be? So many what ifs.
I just saw Troy going no, and that was it.
I know, because I wanted it to be that Troy was gonna be able to be with Tracy, because I was like, oh, that'd be so sweet and wonderful.
Maybe she gets with Chosen's boyfriend.
Maybe. Who knows? So much wonderment. We'll never know. We have to wait for 3 whole weeks.
What am I going to do without Chozen for 3 weeks?
3 weeks, people.
We're going to practice our rap game.
That's right.
Oh, we are.
We're going to do a rap, rap out. What are we going to do? A rap out in 3 weeks?
AfterBuzz TV.
That's right. For the finale.
We should never do that again.
All right, that's the end.
The end.
But where can they find you guys?
You can find me on Twitter at @ZagWilson, and you can also catch me here on AfterBuzz on Grim, Almost Human, Helix, and like all the rest of my panel, on Archer.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm on Archer as well.
But
That's
in 3
awesome.
weeks, we got to wait until February 24th.
Yeah, but until then, you can tweet me, you can Instagram me, whatever that means, at Hey Roya. That's HeyRoya.
Yes, and I will miss you guys for those 3 weeks, so definitely tweet away. You can find me at SMAN80, that's SMAN80. I've got one more week of Klondike After Show this Wednesday, and of course, looking every Sunday. And you can find me doing some stand-up again, Sunday, February 23rd, the night before we return. If you're in the LA area, I'll be in the Belly Lounge of the Comedy Store. So check it out, Sunday night, 8 o'clock, February 23rd. The end.
The end.
The end.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.